Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for April 8th. April 8th is the 98th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 99th in leap years, with 267 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is autonomy. Autonomy is a noun that means the right or condition of self-government or freedom from external control or influence, independence. Autonomy can also refer to political independence. This word comes to us from Greek, auto, which means self, and nomos, which means custom or law. So autonomy has to do with independence or self-governing. I'd like to take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes. To ask you to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others. And with that, we're going to start in the year 563, when Buddhists celebrated the birth of Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. He's thought to have lived in India from 563 BC to 483 BC. In 1665, English colonial patents were granted for the establishment of the Monmouth Tract for what would eventually become Monmouth County in northeastern New Jersey. In 1820, the Venus Demilo was discovered on the Aegean island of Milos, or Milos. Venus Demilo, we call her. In 1904, Longacre Square in Midtown Manhattan was renamed Times Square, after the New York Times. In 1913, the 17th Amendment to the United States Constitution, requiring direct election of senators, became law. On April 8, 1933, the main office for press and propaganda of the German Student Union proclaimed a nationwide action against the un-German spirit, which was to climax by a literary purge or cleansing by fire. In other words, book burning. In 1935, the Works Progress Administration was formed when the Emergency Relief Appropriation Act of 1935 became law. The Works Progress Administration, also known as WPA, was an American New Deal agency employing millions of job seekers, mostly unskilled men, to carry out public works projects, including the construction of public buildings and roads. This is the birthday of author Barbara Kingsolver, born April 8, 1955. One of her most notable works is the Poisonwood Bible, which I have read. Pretty interesting book. On April 8, 1959, a team of computer manufacturers, users, and university people led by Rear Admiral Grace Hopper met to discuss the creation of a new programming language that would be called COBOL. COBOL, C-O-B-O-L, which is an acronym for Common Business-Oriented Language. Now, you might remember that the other day, Hank Aaron tied Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. Well, on this day in 1974, he broke that record when he hit his 715th home run. And it was totally legit because this was years before performance-enhancing drugs were a thing. On April 8, 1975, Frank Robinson managed the Cleavland Indians in his first game as Major League Baseball's first African-American manager. In 1993, astronaut Ellen Ochoa became the first Hispanic woman in space. In 2009, Somali pirates hijacked a Maersk, Alabama ship. Not to say that pirating wasn't a thing, but pirates had not captured an American sailing ship since the 1820s, until April 8, 2009, when the MV Maersk, Alabama was hijacked off the coast of Somalia. Margaret Thatcher, the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, died in London at age 87 from a stroke on April 8, 2013. She served from 1979 to 1990 and was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. Didn't they call her the Iron Lady? And I think that's going to do it for us today. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Where's my mask if I need to go out?
You know there's going to be some outtakes.
We'll start from the beginning. We'll do that in a minute. And we'll probably leave that part out.
So many mistakes.
I don't know how all that's going to go together, or if it's even going to make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not going to go. Yeah, we're going to cut those out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video. We'll see. Changing it up.